Hi friends, welcome back to another session of Thinking on Destiny. We are going in a very good flow in the Noetic to understand the Noetic destiny and how it is related with the each and every systems and also the different parts of our body. So before we go further, what Percival's told today for us, let us meditate on his consciousness for a few minutes and then we can go ahead with what he is going to tell. So please sit in a meditative posture. Cross your legs, clasp your hands, and close your eyes. Please rub your palms and keep on your eyes for a few seconds and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Before we go further, today's session, let's recap what we have learned in the last session. Balagaru, over to you.
So last week, Prasanna covered light of intelligence in Noetic destiny. So the light of intelligence in nature comes from humans' thinking and thoughts through the openings of the body. And this light comes to humans from the Noetic atmosphere. And this light does not go directly to nature. The light from Noetic atmosphere first goes to mental atmosphere, where it becomes diffused and mixes with desire from physical atmosphere. The light is not in the desire, but it bound to the thought. The thought coming from the brain entertained in the heart and exteriorized in the body. Nature, therefore, wants the acts by human bodies because the light of intelligence, it goes through the humans into the nature. Through the swing of breath and a sense object, nature reaches the doer and pulls the desire to act. And that is how it works. Nature seeks the life, and the life form and the form from human thoughts and from human thoughts and desires to grow. See, the nature, how it grows to only through the human desires and the thoughts. That is how from the human thoughts and desires, the nature gets the light and it grows. Without light and design, human desires, nature remains inert. Nature and light present in the desire and light present in nature of plants and animals and the organisms as instincts which guides animals to select food and self-protection and procreation. This is how. So the desire and the light present in nature, it acts as instincts for the plants and animal organisms. The four senses work with set of nerves and involuntary nervous system connected through the breath form with all the parts of the body through three bodies. And the impressions brought in by the seeing, hearing, and tasting go through the sense of smell to reach the doer. From there to the involuntary nervous system, and from that nervous system, it goes to the solar plexus, and from there it goes to the spinal cord. And from here, the earth breath, that is the physical breath, transfers in impressions to cause the doer to see, hear, and taste. That is how it works, he's saying. And also hearing, seeing, hearing, and tasting, contact is not immediate, he says, but smelling and feeling by touch is immediate, he says. Because that is the direct, he says. But seeing, hearing, tasting is indirect, he says. And section of the body and the four worlds. And here, the head is, connects to the light world, thoracic cavity to the life world, abdominal cavity to the form world, and pelvic cavity to the physical world. It's supposed to work like this. But in humans, they use in a wrong way. But head is used for physical world, pelvic cavity is used for the light world, which is a wrong way, because no thinker, doer have withdrawn from the body. That is why they act in a wrong way. The four systems and the four sections, the four systems are generative, digestive, circulatory, and respiratory. And the generative works through the radiant, which is light, right? Digestive works through the also radiant, and circulatory through the fluid, and respiratory through the airy. And generative system, and that's why the light of generative system, sense of sight, act through the generative system. And the four systems runs through four sections of the body. The four planes here, the four planes and the four sections. The light plane works through the eyes and their nerves. Life plane works through the heart and lungs and their nerves. And the form plane works through the kidneys and adrenals and their nerves. Physical plane through the generative organs and their nerves. And the four sections are generative. And generative here, generative, the triune self may contact generative system organs through voluntary nervous system. Here, triune self contacts pituitary body for the I-ness, and then triune self contacts the pineal body for selfness, heart and cerebellum for the rightness, lung and cerebrum for the reasoning, and the kidneys for feeling, and the adrenals for the desire. That is what I think you covered last week.
Thank you. Thank you for the quick recap. So today we will start with from there. We'll start. So here, actually in the Noetic destiny, how actually light is reaching, because light is in the Noetic atmosphere, how light is reaching to the nature, or how we are losing the light through with this. So we are, as just now we have recapped, right? So we have been like four systems, how the four systems, and how each and every body, the triune self is how it is contacting with the different organs. So we have studied about the generative system. The last week we have studied all the generative system. So here I-ness is the pituitary body, and selfness is a pineal body. So that is a knower part. It is pituitary and the pineal gland. These are the two things that it is happening. And the next one is the heart. Heart and cerebellum is the righteousness, whereas lungs and cerebellum is by the reasoning. So that is the mental atmosphere things. And next one is the form or the form world, which is the feeling and desire. Kidneys are the feeling, and whereas adrenals are the desire. So in any form, in any of the other planes also, this is about the generative system we talk about. Today, we will talk about the other. So respiratory system, circulatory system, and digestive system. So these three systems are there, which we haven't discussed. How the light is coming through these systems to the nature, how it is going off. So how we are losing the light, right? So this is what I can explain today. Let me share my screen. Okay, today's date. Okay. Respiratory system. So now, because generative system, we talked about it, and now the respiratory system, how we are actually doing in the respiratory system. So respiratory system is worked by the sense of hearing, whereas generative system is through eyes, whereas the respiratory system is through sense of hearing. Because eyes is connecting with so many things. That's what we learned in the generative system. Here it is sense of hearing. With that, respiratory system is connected. Here these elements can, so these elementals can act on this hearing system. From the four planes of the physical world upon the three parts of the triune self and the three atmospheres in which they are. So here the elementals are acting on four planes of the physical world. All the four planes: physical plane, form plane, mental plane, and the noetic plane. And the three parts of the triune self, that is doer, thinker, and knower. And three atmosphere: mental atmosphere, noetic atmosphere, and what is the other one? Mental, noetic. What is the other atmosphere?
Psychic atmosphere.
Psychic atmosphere. So these three atmosphere, through these three atmosphere, how actually it is coming to the physical thing and how they are getting affected. So may get the thoughts from the doer from the forms of the nature. So thoughts can be, so that we can get the thoughts. So may get the thoughts from the doer from the forms of the nature. Here, a respiratory system uses the same organs as the respective planes of the physical world as does the generative system. So whatever the generative system it is using, right? Same as the respiratory system is also using, like light planes, the ears. Light planes, it is using the ears. Life plane, it is using whereas generative system, light plane is using the eyes, because eyes is the one which is acting, right? Whereas here, because ears is the one, the respiratory system, light plane, it is using the ears. And life plane, it is using the heart and lungs, that is the same. And the form plane is the kidneys and adrenals. And the physical plane, when it comes to the physical plane, the generative organs or involuntary nervous systems of these organs are being used. So that is how the respiratory system is working on. So how the triune self is working in the same thing, right? The triune self uses the same organs as the previous, the cerebrum, the heart, and the kidneys, and the same brains, the cerebrum and the lungs and the adrenals, as and when it talks the generative system. So same case of the heart and lungs are the righteousness and reasoning, and the kidneys and the adrenals are the feeling and desire. So all these things are acting same as the previous case. The pull of the nature through the respiratory system is exercised from the life plane of the physical world. From the life plane of the physical world, it is the pull is exercised because the nature pull is exercised to this. The pull is ultimately always on the doer that draws the mental atmosphere of the light. So wherever it is pulling, right, from the light plane or from the this plane, light plane or light plane or from the nature. So the pull is the doer. If the doer is not pulling these things, you will not get it, because the light is there with the doer. Light is the one which is actually pulling up, right? So if the nature has to attract from the doer only, it has to attract. So that's the pull is ultimately always on the doer that draws the mental atmosphere of the light, because light is coming from the noetic atmosphere to mental atmosphere. That is a kind of straight, even though from there to psychic and physical is a very heart. So how it is actually pulling through the various organs. The sense of hearing acts with the earth's breath, that is our breath, in a generative parts of the breath form, transmits a pull in the kidneys to the doer of the body. Desire, if aroused, goes to the heart. That's how it is actually. The sense of hearing acts the earth's breath. So whenever the earth's breath, the generative parts of the breath form transmits that pull to kidneys, and then it is going to the body, that is aroused to the heart. If it passes or accepts, it may be righteous, may overcome or agrees, but it may say that, oh, no, it is not, I'm not agreeing. The heart may say that, or it may agree also. Mental activity begins on passive thinking results. So whenever you are hurt, then it comes, right? So there are so many thoughts it will come, but whenever it comes to the hurt, you can observe, no, I'm canceling this thought. I'm not entertaining this thought. You will say something, right? Because your thing is not actually accepting it, then you're not creating any passive thoughts. But when you start when you cannot overcome that thing, or when you agree with the thought, then you start thinking about it. You start thinking. So it started with the passive thinking. When the passive thinking, you are keep on thinking, it will come to the active thinking. Okay, if passive thinking is there, only playing the desire in a diffuse light of intelligence. When it is in a passive thinking, you are not just putting the entire light. You are using that diffuse light of intelligence. Yet it will carry some light of intelligence. Even though it is a diffuse, some light of intelligence is there in the passive thinking also. If the passive thinking results active thinking in a thought, more light is mixed. When it becomes an active thinking, so more light is mixed with the desire and goes out into the nature by your speech or by your thought. How it is going? By your speech and your thought. Basically, we think that only when you do certain acts only it will have effect. No, when you are talking, it will affect. It is all like karma. Karma, some law of karma. So law of karma, it works with your speech, with your deed, with your thought, right? So similarly here also, not only with the dots, here it starts going with your speech as well as the thought. When you are passive thinking, so initially it is pulling from the kidneys and it's going to the heart. Whether if you cancel, it will not happen all the things, because your light will not go anywhere. But if you are not canceling the thought, if you are entertaining, then first initially it will go to the passive thinking. When it is in the passive thinking, it will be a diffuse light, but still there is a light is there. Whether it's a diffused or anything, the light is there. But when it becomes an active thinking, the light is mixed with this, and now it started expelling the speech through the thought. So here I can give a simple, very, because the summer everybody is doing the gardening, right? I can say a very simple example from the gardening. Let us take. You went to your friend home. So whenever you went to the backyard, you feel like a very good smell of it in their home, in their backyard. So it could be any of the flowers that you like, or some jasmines or some other flowers that you're seeing. So you have that fragrance, let us take. So whenever you have that fragrance, so you just enjoyed and you didn't generate any thoughts or anything, you just enjoyed and come back, then the light is not diffusing, light is not going anywhere within the things. So then, but the thing is, okay, that because the next minute the thought will come, why can't I maintain my garden like this? Why can't I maintain the garden like this? Why can't I have this kind of plant? So whenever you have that kind of thought, what will happen? You will start inquiring about where that plant comes and all this. So that's a kind of a passive thinking. Okay. But after coming back, many a times after coming back home, we'll forget it and the passive thinking will stop it there. Even though there is some light is there, it will stop it. But you keep on thinking, because that particular smell, okay, here I use the smell one, but here that could be the different, I can take the different example. So if you keep on thinking what will happen, then you will try to go and get it, and then your thought, that became an active thinking. Then you started speaking about, inquiring about it, which garden, which nursery it will be available, all those things you will start, because the light is going into the nature. Somehow you will get and go and keep it and growing. So whenever you started growing, your thoughts are there on that particular plant. You are keeping your energy, your thought energy is went into that plant. You start watering it, you'll do. So your light is going into that and that plant is growing. So your light is going into nature. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So that's how, because I took an example of the circulator, the other one, but here, whereas it is the sound, it could be the different example I can take. But anything, it will be the same thing, right? Whatever it's how it happened. Next one is the circulatory system. The circulatory system is worked by the sense of taste. Taste is very common that we can give n number of examples, because this is the one which is the most difficult one to conquer. We feel that it is very easy to conquer the food. No, food is not the easy to conquer thing. So one may conquer their the sexual desires, one may conquer the other desires. It is easy because it may not be the day-to-day thing, but here, whereas this comes to the food comes every day, every morning, evening, afternoon, right? So every time you cannot that will be very hard to conquer the taste. So circulatory system is working, so it is easy to deplete your light through the taste buds. When a nature pulls through this sense, the sense acts from the form plane of the physical world to reach the three parts of the triune self and their atmosphere. Form plane of the physical world to reach the triune self. Nature uses the sense of taste and circulatory system to get the forms and desire. So it is using that sense of taste as a to form that particular desire. The desire in the driving power of the form. The desire is the driving power of that particular form. The circulatory system uses the same organs as a respective planets, light plane through tongue, because generative system light plane is through eyes, whereas respiratory system light plane is through ears. Whereas here, because it is a taste light plane, noetic destiny, from the noetic world, the light is drawn through the tongue. Okay, the taste. The light plane, the heart and lungs, on the form plane, kidneys and adrenals, physical plane, the generative organs and involuntary nervous system of the organs. So if you see that, the only thing is how actually you're drawing the light is changing from the system to system. All other things are the same. The kidneys and adrenals are the same, and the heart and lungs, righteousness and reasoning is the same, feeling and desire is the same. And when it comes to the manifestation, whatever it is into the physical plane, the generative organs and the involuntary nervous system of those organs are the same. Only thing is how respective planets, how you are just getting that particular thing is the different for the different systems. The triune self has the same organs, that is cerebrum, the heart, kidneys, and the same as the same brains, cerebrum and lungs and the adrenals, as it has the action through the generative system. All this as the action through the generative system. To pull the nature through the sense of taste, how you can pull the nature through the sense of taste is exercised from the plane of the physical world. The pull is to make in mental, the pull is to make MS. I just kept MS is mental atmosphere now. The circular system, the respiratory. Okay, let me leave it. If the pull is effective, the sense of the taste exercising the pull of the nature transmits. No, maybe it is a CS. I just put it to pull it is into the circulatory system. If the pull is effective, the sense of the taste exercising the pull of the nature transmits to the breath, which passes on to the breath form as the breath passes out through the sex spots. So here, anything, the taste will also, the taste, right, whatever, because those who are not actually, don't know the taste of the gulab jam, if they saw the gulab jam, anything will happen to them? Because they doesn't know how it tastes. So nothing will happen to them because it is not, because they won't react much because they don't know how does it taste. But the people who know already the taste of the gulab jam, how it is, how all the things, then they try to, so the moment they saw that picture, even the picture also, some changes will happen to their body, or some thoughts will arouse in their body, because you already experienced that. So your nature, that is, you are pulling that particular taste from the nature, whatever it is there. Already you have stored it. The sense of the taste exercising a pull of the nature transmits to the breath, which passes into the breath form, and the breath passes into the breath form and passes out to the sexual or the sexual sex parts. Pull is passed onto the kidneys where the doer receives it. So the doer is receiving it. I want it. The feeling is starting with the kidneys. If there is a reason, it begins when the desire rushes to the heart and the thinker receives it. Here, whenever the taste comes, see here, the desire is rushing to the heart, but thinker is also start thinking. Let us take a person is a diabetic, okay, and he likes the sweet so much. So his kidneys started that, in the kidneys that feeling was started, because feeling was starting there, right? So feeling was started there in the kidneys, and it is saying that, okay, go and grab it. Go and grab it and eat it. Nothing will happen, just one day kind of thing. So whenever that particular is grabbing and thinker is coming into the picture, no, you should not eat it because it's not good for your health. And the heart, it is coming and stopping at the heart for its acceptance. Whether you accept or you will disagree. Sometimes, many a times it will, because when in that particular place, it will not accept it. It never accepts it. It will say that no, you should not eat it. That's what the heart is also saying, because thinker coming to that particular part and the heart is not giving that acceptance statement. But if the righteousness, whatever the righteousness comes, if ignore, many a time, oh, shut up, today I'll eat it. So whatever that your inner is saying, you are saying, shut up, today I want to eat it. Nothing will happen. So there's another part, the elementals are there, which is always acting on us, elementals. So the self-confidence or self-discipline is a thing that when you are stronger and you cannot be influenced by your elementals, or you cannot be influenced by the senses, then you will be the stronger. We all think that, oh, we are not influenced by the other people. We are not in control of the other people. Yeah, we are not control of the other people, but we are in control of our senses. Whenever you start winning over your senses, then actually then you will become that perfect body, perfect sexless body. Okay, that feelings, desires, all the things should be neutralized. So if the righteous ignored or agrees, thinking uses the light diffused in this sphere and the thought results.
Mental atmosphere. It's a mental atmosphere.
MA,
MS instead of MS.
It could be MA then. Okay. Thinking uses the light in the diffused mental atmosphere, because whenever you are ignoring or agreeing, then you started using that particular light in the mental atmosphere. So the mental atmosphere, whenever uses, the thought results. When the thought results, it is actually started because the thought is there, then it started manifesting it. So because manifesting it is, you are actually eating that gulab jam. You are actually ignoring or agreeing. So agreeing in the case, suppose I don't have any diabetes or anything, whenever I want it, but still I'm on diet or something, I don't want to eat sugars. But still I can say that, okay, my righteousness is saying that it has been long time that you eat it, once you eat it. That is agreeing. If I'm a diabetic and righteousness is saying that no, you should not eat it, but I'm ignoring it. I'm shutting up their mouth. So in both the cases, the thought is exteriorizing. When the thought is exteriorizing, you are going and eating it, which means your light is going to the nature. Your light is going to the thought, and that nature you are taking up, and the light is going into the nature. So this is what is happening. The thing. The next one is the last one of these systems are digestive system.
So when the rightness is ignored, so the other one takes over. The reasoning.
No.
Reasoning.
Right. Reasoning somehow it will give, rightness and reasoning. Rightness is ignored. Yeah. Reasoning and rightness is like both come, but the feeling, the desire will pop up on you.
Yeah, in the reasoning, it thinks, oh, I can eat it, it's okay,
It's okay. That's a one kind of thing. Either according to your reasoning, if it agrees, the thought will exteriorize. If it is not agreeing, but if you start ignoring, then also the thought.
Yeah.
The thought because
way.
You start eating and the light is diffusing. That's what it is. Coming to the digestive system. So digestive system is a bit of different, because digestive system is only available in the physical plane. Do you agree? Because Other planes, the digestive system is not required because the eating food, digesting, all the parts are in the physical plane only, right? Digestive form, other three systems. The digestive has a special, what is that? Let me see. Special set of organs. The digestive system has a special set of organs. In addition, the esophagus, the stomach, and the internal tract, a tract which goes from the light plane, the head, to the physical plane of the anus. So the light plane of the head, because head is with the light plane, and the physical plane anus, it is going, because from that to the anus, it is going, and we are having this digestive system. Body parts are esophagus, stomach, and esophagus is a tube, right? That we are having from the mouth to the connecting to the stomach. And then from internal small intestines or internal tract. So the triune self has the same organs, like previously the cerebellum, the heart, kidneys, same brains, cerebrum, lungs, adrenals. That is the same for all the things. It has an action through the generating, respiratory, and circulatory system, because the digestive system is having action through all the systems. Whenever the food has to go in, so it has to, all the things it has to work, and it works with all the systems. Triune self does not touch digestive system at all, because triune self is, in the sense, triune self knower part. Here what I'm saying is triune self, the knower part, will never touch the digestive system. It doesn't need any of these things. Okay. With these organs in the brain directly, as it uses the contact of the other three systems, because it is not directly related to the digestive system. It won't be directly related. It will come from the respiratory, it will come from the circulatory system, but it won't touch the digestive system as it is. So the digestive system is worked by the sense of smell. It is worked by the sense of smell. When a natural pull through this sense of smell acts from the form plane of the physical world to reach the doer and its atmosphere to get light. So see, from the form plane, it is reaching to the physical world to get its atmosphere light. So atmosphere will give it light when it reaches to the physical. The natural pull through the digestive system and the sense of smell to get the food for its bodies. Natural pull through the digestive system and the sense of smell to get the food for its bodies. Okay, you will get the sense of smell, because if whenever you have some food, so if it is not smelling good, do you eat it? When the food is not, when you got some rotten smell or something you didn't like the smell, will you eat it?
No. Depends
No
on.
way you will eat it. So the sense of smell is, that's how.
Yeah.
So it should feel, you should feel a kind of thing, right? Whenever my sons go, oh, today he made chat, today he made this, he'll have that kind of, what do you say? With the smell he'll tell, because with the smell itself, he started that something inside, he started the things, anybody. The food builds you, exteriorize, and gives you the physical bodies to the forms that nature has received through the sense of taste. We are all, the body that we are having is nothing but a heap of food. Do you agree? Because as a babies, we are only just a very small babies. How come we became this big? So different people, how they are, because it's nothing but a heap of food, because we are eating, and we are just, that food is building our body, that food is growing our bones, growing our body and all the things. So it is nothing but the heap of food. So we are just taking that food in the nature and we are just building it. The digestive system uses the same organs on respective planes. Light plane, physical world, nose as it serves, because smell, right? So the light plane is using the nose, and the life plane is the heart and lungs, and the form plane is kidneys and adrenals, and the physical plane is the generative organs and their nerves. The doer of the triune self touches the digestive system in the two organs, where it is touching stomach and liver. But it does not touch it in these organs as immediately as it touches the other systems. It won't touch. The triune self will not touch directly like the stomach and organs, but it comes to the other systems. The pull of the nature through the digestive system is exercised from the physical plane of the physical world. The pull draws the mental atmosphere. If righteousness is ignored and consents, the pull of the nature becomes effective. See, if the righteousness is ignored or consents, It means concerns in the sense it says agreed. So you have some plate, you went somewhere and you have a good plate, plate of food. So if it is me, I will see that, okay, whether all the items are eatable or if they are smelling good, I'll eat. If it is our Sirisha, then she will check on the surroundings. And if there is something else, some other plates or somewhere they are cooking the other things that she doesn't like, also she won't eat this. So that's how it is all like each person, the pull is a different thing, right? So somehow, so by seeing that, you will have the pull of the nature, because from the nature, the pull is coming up here. The pull draws on the mental atmosphere, right? Because whenever you see that food, mental atmosphere is also you're drawing that light. That's what it depends. I am seeing only my plate, whatever it is that they're there, and then I'll start the pull, whether it is giving the consent or not. For me, but whereas I just gave an example of the Sirisha because I know her. So for Sirisha, the pull is not only from this; she has to get that concern from all other things, surroundings also. It should be very an acceptable position. Then only that concern her righteousness will give. Otherwise, the righteousness will say no. She will not ignore that. That is how each person has designed, right? So that's how it will be happen. The sense of smell, in order to exercise the pull of nature, reaches from the light plane of the physical world through nose and light plane of the heart and lungs, from plane kidneys and adrenals, and physical plane through urinary tract. Physical plane, it is coming, digestive system, it is coming, urinary tract and anus at the end of digestive tube. That is what it is, right? It is a physical plane, that's how it is going out. So it is happening that way. So this is what the digestive system is saying. The sense of smell transmits the pull to the breath, passes and goes through the sex parts and excretory ducts. So here see, the smell transmits the pull to the breath, passes and goes to the sex parts and excretory ducts. So these two forms, the smell goes out. It is pulling from the breath, but going out is with this either sex parts or the excretory duct. That's what the previous case also we said, right? Either urinary tract or to the end of the digestive tube. From the small intestine, the pull is transmitted to the kidneys, where the doer receives it. That pull is it is again from the kidneys or adrenals only, right? That pull is transferred from the kidneys, where the doer receives it. If the righteousness is ignored or agreed, so it should be happen either agreed or ignored. The doer may be thinking, obtain some of the light, and through the results, the light may pass out a thought, and if food is consumed to satisfy the pull, some parts of the thought with the light is exteriorized in the tissue of the body. Because if the food, whatever you are eating, was satisfied, you are feeling very happy, then that will be exteriorized as some tissue in the body, because it will get absorbed in the body and you just some tissue it is producing. The pull of the nature of the light part is the noetic atmosphere of the triune self, being by the pull of the breath. At the same time, the breath signs out at the sex parts. So the breath is actually, I didn't write all the points because whenever I'm doing that, so I'll say because whenever the young people, whenever they are going on a date, they'll just get ready. What is that? They'll try to use it at the end when they're going out on a date.
What is that? I did not hear.
No, the young people, when they are trying to go out on the date to attract the other female or a male, whatever, to attract the partner, they'll dress up well, they do it. What is that they'll use it for sure?
Some kind of perfume?
Yes, some kind of perfume, because perfume, the smell, right, it is attracting the sexual parts, because whenever some other people is having that good smell, so these elementals, because always remember these elementals are the one who is working. So these elementals will act on the other person, and they started feeling that arousal in the sexual parts, which is again the attraction kind, right? So the smell uses that. That's why he's saying that the breath is an inform and signs out at the sexual parts. This special pull of the digestive system is due to the fact that the system is one of the physical plane of the physical world, because the digestive system is the one of the part of the physical world. It is not having any other place. All the worlds of the nature comes in contact with the atmosphere of triune self only through the digestive system, through the physical plane, because all other, the digestive system, because respiratory system is the only the air, but the circulatory system, all the things, it has to come through the digestive system also. The doer of the triune self depends on its physical body for the progress, and this body of the same plane as a digestive system. The physical body is there in the same plane as the digestive system, because physical body is there in the physical plane and digestive system is also there only on the physical plane. The power of hunger, how much the power of hunger compels the doer to furnish the physical food. So when you are hunger, you try to eat something, right? So furnish the physical food, maintain the body and keeps the doer in the physical plane, because in the physical plane, it is always that hunger will keeps you eat something and you try to maintain that in the physical plane. The desire of the food brings the complex relations with the compose of the civilization. So desire of the food, what food, all those things, it all depends on the civilizations. In the initially, when the desire of the food is there, they do not have any of these, what do you say, any of these crops or anything is there. So they try to kill, also they try to get, if some animals were died, so they try to get them and they used to eat it. Then after that, when the people, then they started killing them. So at that time, the civilization, that's what he's saying. So the people who are there at home, they started, they found some seeds in the forest and they started growing those things in the home. So they started getting some fruits and all those things. That's how the crop, that's how they started raising the plants and all the fields, all those things were started. So because it all depends, the sense of food, right? The desire of the food, it depends on the composition of the civilizations where they are in. The power of digestive system is also shown by the fact that alimentary tube takes the more space in the body than the other system, because the digestive tract is taking a lot of space, because it has to go from here, from mouth. With the help of the saliva, it goes. The digestion starts from the mouth. So when it mixes with the saliva, and when you are actually breaking down into the small parts, then it is going to the esophagus or something.
Esophagus.
With that tube, food tube, right? So it's
esophagus,
going
stomach, and intestines. Yes.
Stomach and then small intestine, then the wasting. So when it is coming there, then it is dividing that, and it is sending minerals to some other part, and vitamins to some other part. So wherever the blood pumping is to the circulatory system, all this is happening because digestive system is a very important track, and which is available only in the physical thing, but it needs, because it is the one which is occupying the most space. The connection and interrelation between the nature and the doer is made by the physical breath. The connection between the nature and the doer is made by the physical breath. Earth breath, more particularly that the stream, if they call the digestive system, or the earth breath. Nature works on it through 4 senses of the systems, and the doer works on through feeling and desire. So the nature is working on these 4 senses. How it is getting the thing, all these 4 senses, nature is getting the light. And how the doer is working, doer entirely feeling and desire. If he can balance the feeling and desire, if you can balance the feeling and desire, then you are good. So how you are going to the AIA part? Slowly you are going to the AIA part and then go to the triune self. That's what we are saying, right? How you can go whenever you can balance out all the things. Whenever there is a food, what I'm saying is, whenever there is a food, it is not that today you got some food, just eating is okay, but craving for it for the next day is a problem. It is not that, because when you are winning over the food means, it is not that you shouldn't eat it, but you should not have the desire to eat it. It's not that I must get that only. That is a kind of desire, right? You got something today, eat it. You got something else tomorrow, eat it. When you started like, no, I should have only this, I shouldn't have only that. That kind of feeling, if you don't have it, right, then you are good. But some people, if you see, right, even if you go outside, or even if other people came here, oh, I don't eat that, I won't eat that, I won't, even I may tell that. I'm not saying that I was totally, I can eat anything. I will say that, oh, I won't eat rice, I won't eat non-veg, I won't eat, so many things. I won't things, I will say so many things. Then the other people has to, because this is the kind of thing that we are, so this is all the, so whenever you are saying, you should win over it. Suppose you have something, eat it. and forget it. I'm not asking, suppose there is only non-veg, go and eat it. I'm not saying that, okay? What I'm saying is, you should not be so particular about the food. The non-veg and veg is a choice that we are making, and the awareness that we are having, what we are supposed to eat as a human being, that is the awareness we bring it. That is a different thing. But what I'm saying, even in the vegetarian, I won't eat this vegetable, I will not eat that kind of vegetable. You should not have it. Win over it. You should not, you particular about that particular kind of food. You want food that might eat it. Then you are
as long
actually,
as it is healthy.
As long as it is healthy, it is under whatever your what do you say, your
good cooking conditions,
permissible things or whatever. We are having some of our things, right? Means morally we want to stick to the some diet. Ethically, morally we want to stick to the diet. As long as it comes to that in that thing, then you are good. I'm not saying that wherever you go, you should not have your morals or ethical. That's what I'm saying. That is different. This is different. Here, within that permissible range also, people will say, I want only this. I cannot eat this. I can only eat this. Picky people, right? So that kind of, because you are stopping it there itself. You are stopping in the beginning stage itself, because you are passing the light from there itself, because you so much badly you want it, your light is going there.
You yourself is blocking. You're not accepting.
You're blocking, and the light you're going out. Suppose not only there's a food, right? Suppose if I say that, I want only this kind of material, then only I will wear it. That there also your light is going to the nature.
Yeah.
Anything that you have that strong desire to have it, the light is going out. That's what you have to remember. If you don't have any desire, you are taking whatever it comes, then the light will not go. Okay. And the session is ended with some other aspect of the breath form, which was the session is in this particular section 4. The breath form. The breath form is akin to the nature unto the doer, and one side of it is flowing the breath and enables the both to make their communication. So here the breath form is the two types: positive breath form, negative breath form. So here, what is the positive, what is the negative? Okay, the breath form, if it is going out to the nature, it's a positive, because nature is pulling your light. That's a positive to the nature. If you are taking back, then it's a negative, because you are taking your light back to yourself. That's what you remember. So the breath form is akin, because that's how it is going, right? That's how the light is going back and forth. The breath itself is positive if it is out breathing, and negative if it is in breathing. Why positive out breathing? Because you are giving to the nature. The breath bathes the entire body in the tidal flow, because inside the breath is flowing entire body. It's not just only this Ida Pingala, whatever the nadis are connecting to the entire thing. That's how it is actually tidal flow. Everywhere it's going. The physical breath has 4 currents. Generative, as we just discussed, generative, respiratory, circulatory, and digestive breaths. We have the 4 currents. They are related through the 4 bodies to the fire, air, water, and earth of the earth sphere. So it's related to the 4 elements. The psychic, mental, noetic breath streams have to work through the 4th current. What is that 4th current? That is the physical breath, which is earth breath. So all these things has to work with the earth breath to reach to the doer. Otherwise, it will be there in their atmosphere. Noetic breath, noetic atmosphere, mental breath, mental atmosphere, and psychic breath in the psychic atmosphere. But in order to reach to the doer, then they have to work through the 4 currents, and then only they will reach to the doer. When nature pulls by one of the 4 senses, because it could be from the smell, taste, or anything, she reaches the means ingoing breath with the sense of the sense nerves, then with the sense through its system to the corresponding current of the breath, and pulls on when it is a positive, and flows out in the earth breath current through the 6 parts into the physical atmosphere. It's a pulling in the breath, but going out with the 6 parts through the physical atmosphere. So here, through the senses, how actually that feeling and desire is coming. How that feeling. So a boy is there, and he saw a girl beautifully dressed up. His eyes went in. We wanted to wanted to talk with that's how it starts, right? So the talk with that girl, then friendship, then so and so. So here the physically, any of the senses are going onto that. Okay, it could be that is in the girl case. Suppose if you smell some very good smell of your biryani, then you smell that. So many feelings, adrenals rise that I want to eat the biryani. It started, it's going to the heart. No, you shouldn't eat. Yeah, you can eat. So agrees or disagrees, ignores or accepts it, whatever. That's how the desire is started. Okay. Or you tasted something because it's first time you are tasting something, we like it. Oh my God, I like it so much. So you'll wait for it and you wanted to eat again and again. So these are the things it's happening. So the nature pulling on the fourfold physical breath causes thereby the peristaltic action of the four systems by which the visible and invisible physical matter, which is hidden some light, goes into the nature directly. So whenever that physical breath, whenever the nature is pulling through the physical breath, invisible part or a visible part, that there is some light. That light is going to the nature with your breath. Some of it goes through the 12 openings of the body and pores of the skin. 12 openings of the body are there. There are 12 openings of the body. It goes out, or through the pores of the skin also, it will goes out. This is either light carried out by the matter which has, while circulating the body, been impressed by thinking, or if the light which is directly thought out in the nature through the sense organs. So through the sense organs it may be, or the thought may be circulating inside it. You never saw the gulab jam, you never saw any biryani or anything, but there is a thought was created. You pull up the memory or something, so that started circulating. Through the bodies of the children, through the body, so through the bodies of the children, no light goes out in the nature until they become the puberty. Until puberty, there is no light goes out. Because their desires or their things are, because until that time, so the light will not go. They are so pure. The light that is taken from the food built into the body, particularly the bones and brain, through the thymus gland, and the distribution is being regulated by the pituitary gland. The light that is going because you are taking, and that's regulatory. So all this is using for the building of the body only. The puberty, a child is connected with the noetic atmosphere. Once the puberty was started, then the child is connected to the noetic atmosphere, then the actual light is coming. Once the light is coming, the nature tries to attract. If you don't have money, nobody will come to you, right? You are safe. But if you have money, so many relatives, friends, everybody may come, and here, until the puberty, the light is not coming. You are just taking from the nature and you are building your body. Then there's nothing. But once you are connected with the noetic atmosphere, then only, that's why once the puberty started, then only all these sexual organs will activate. So many things will be happening, activating in your body. Because after that only all the changes you are seeing, right? How it is connected. See, how it is connected to the breath form, how it is connected to the various world, he explained so neatly. Main channels through which the light is lost into the nature as the sexual organs. This is the main channel. Okay. Main channel is nature and sexual organs. One is through your wishes, through your feelings, through nature, you are losing it. I want that, I want this kind of thing. Or through sex, through the sexual organs, it will goes out. Seeing a dress, hearing a voice. I gave you an example already. Seeing a dress, hearing a voice, especially in a song, tasting a rich food, smelling odors, smelling a good perfume or something, touching a body of the opposite sex. All these suggest the sexual attraction and take hold of thinking on a sexual matters. So any of these things happen, so you are holding that and you are actually want that girl. Means you are activating those sexual matters also, because that's how the body works. That's how the nature is. Well, elementals are coming in and kicking in. In that puberty, after the puberty, elementals are coming and kicking in there. They are sexual sensations. A human feels this sensation because those sensations, a human being will feel it. The elemental excites him. The elementals will start excites him. He acts for them, and he allows them to take that light away. So because it is acting and it says it's okay, go. So that kind of thing, because your feelings, it's creating that feelings, right? Then if you started doing that, then your light is going away. That's what he is giving. That is what is all about the topic of the fourth one, how the light is being lost. What imaginary, wonderful. Yes, it is all imaginary, but yeah. But is it not like whenever we are going, is it not so connected how the puberty, how the people will work? Because we all crossed the stage and we have seen, we are raising the teenage kids and all. So we had the different experiences. How the people will go. Suddenly you will see that people will go after the boy, or the boy may go after the girl, and they strongly want it. How? Because elementals are kicking in. Because at certain age, the elementals are kicking in, they got a strong feelings and they want to do it. So, because those who are a perfect bodies, those who are having the perfect bodies, they can, no, not this. This is not the thing. They will stop at the righteousness and they'll stop at the reasoning and they think twice, they think thrice, and then they do it. But whenever some of that is why that at one particular age, they tend to do some of the mistakes. Because it is not their fault. What he's saying is elementals are also kicking in. Unless one is so strong in their nature, then they cannot, because these elementals will kick in. You will say that you are very strong as long as the food is, one of my friends is there. I'm very strong, I'll not eat any junk. As long as the junk is not there in my home. So if no junk is there, nothing is there, then she'll be fine. But the moment she saw chocolate, the moment she saw some fried food, she'll go and eat it. Which means that if it is not available, you are fine. Yeah. But when it is available also, you should be fine.
The senses attract.
Yeah, that is you are winning that righteousness. But at the puberty age or at some age, we all know at some age of the kids, they may not be able to overcome this because the elemental force is more.
That's why in yoga,
this way we should try to understand our kids also how actually the things are. We should be able to understand more and with all these things.
That's why sense control is very important.
Very important, yes. Very, very important.